Hello and welcome to today's video. Sorry if there's any background noise. I have the door open because, we've got two new cats running around the home. So they're causing a ruckus. So if there's any background noise, that is that noise. News of the day. There have been three teams that made moves in the last 24 hours, so we can continue talking about the official moves in LOL Esports T1. Isurus Astral, the combination of Isurus Gaming and Astral Esports, taking in that slot in LTA South. We have Yang, who will be the head coach. Yang has coached in Japan, even for a season coaching with DFM, and then also has coached with Astral in the past in Latin America. His most recent season was with Sengoku Gaming in Japan in 2024. 64, 32, and 8 in the regular season as a coach, 39 and 49 individual game record in playoffs, and then internationally, 6 and 11 has been to MSI and Worlds with DFM, I believe, in 2021 in both cases. So that is the thing as they try and form what their roster will be. I expect that roster to be very competitive in LTA South. LGD have signed Kepler. Have not signed. They allowed Kepler to leave. So Shawi took over that role towards the end of summer, mid to end of summer. Kepler is a player that earlier on in his career, I thought he was, a very good player that kind of been screwed over by happenstance, becoming a rookie at a very young age, not given the proper development. Still a very aggressive player. His ROI is consistently very good, but all around, he was surpassed by Shawi. There's no other way to look at it. So, 2.6 KDA, 66.2 KP, 8.2 CS per minute. Keep in mind, Senna games affect this. 4.6 share differential, so does deal a good amount of damage relative to the gold his team gives him. 1.73 return on investment, which is one of the higher ones in LOL Esports. Negative 620 gold difference. So, Kepler alongside Jin Zhao leaving a lot to be desired this past season in the bot 2v2 in the early game, which is why they ended up, not being a thing anymore, and Shawi takes his place. And also those Senna games. 9 champions in 20 games. I doubt that he gets a spot this season, at least to start the regular season in LPL. Cloud9 have made a couple moves. So this, of course, is going to be the one that draws people's attention. This has been rumored for a little while here, but now it is official. Players have been signed. No snags between then and now. Sven returns to Cloud9 to play AD carry. He did play support for a few years. Went to play with Dignitas last year as an AD carry in summer and now has returned. I expect him to be more of a shot caller from the AD carry role with Cloud9, which is a rarity. We don't see that a lot with AD carries, but given his support background and his immense experience, that just makes sense. 3.8 KDA, 73.8 KP, 9.1 CS per minute with Dig. So nearly 3 out of every 4 kills he was involved in with Dig. That's a high KP. Clearly they fought around Sven. 5.5 share differential, so very efficient. A 1.7 return on investment, so efficient in both ways. Not only from a team perspective, but also just pure gold to damage ratio. Down 70 gold, 135 XP alongside Isles. That's going to happen. He replaced Tomo, and Tomo then goes on to 100 Thieves and goes to Worlds. But still, Sven had actually replaced Tomo with Dig. 2.76 vision efficiency, which is vision score divided by wards placed. 4 solo kills, 10 champions, 30 games. Cloud9 also signed Loki. So Loki played with HLE last year in CK Challengers. He's a young player. There is potential there. I think that there are better mid laners in CK, Zinni being one, amongst others. But nevertheless, they end up going with Loki. I do wonder if that was kind of like, okay, we're going to throw a dart here and see what happens. You think about 2 years ago when they had Eminez and Diplex and tried to see what would happen. And, Eminez ends up taking the job. But, of course, there's a lot going on with that team as well behind the scenes. 4.5 KDA, 70.9 KP, 9.1 CS per minute with HLE Challenger. Differentials 3.8%, 1.49 return on investment. So the damage divided by gold isn't as strong as you would like. I'm sure when we look at it, as this offseason goes along and we look back at last year's ROIs for the players on rosters going into 2025, we'll see that Loki probably is not where you'd like him to be in that department. I mean, CK, Korea is a different animal. They play differently. In general, like different animal, but I mean, I said different twice, but the point is, style of play is not nearly the same as you'll find in the LPL or even the LCS or LEC. Down 175 gold, 180 XP. So not down by a ton in CK, but still, when a player tends to be down at 15 minutes, it's like a telltale sign for me, like, oh, this player probably should not be getting an opportunity to be called up to the Tier 1 regions. If they're not dominating their opponents in challengers in Tier 2, then I just cannot see them really getting an opportunity in Tier 1 unless you're going from maybe Tier 2 CK to a minor region. And given that the LCS has made it to quarterfinals the last 2 years at Worlds, I would say that they are no longer in that situation where you'd say, oh, well, this region actually isn't very competitive. Sure, it's not competitive to win in the end, but it is not the weakest of the major regions right now in terms of results on the main stage. 2.73 vision efficiency, 19 solo kills, 19 champions played, 99 games. I mean, you'd like him to be a bit more aggressive, but that is what it is. Quite a bit of champions played in those 99 games, so we'll see going forward what he provides. Cloud9, obviously, alongside Thanatos in top lane. They have two solo lane, two solo lane young Korean imports. I mean, there's a lot to go with there. Blabber could play. I mean, he's a lifer for Cloud9. Vulcan returning to the team last year. I mean, I know he takes a lot of heat, but I mean, he's pretty decent. And Sven, I mean, is going to shot call, I imagine. So we'll see what Cloud9 does. Comment down below with your thoughts. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter. And hope to see you again tomorrow.